I'd like to welcome you all to our Thursday 1:30 p.m. session with DC Public Library once again, where Jordan will be taking us on a journey through Pride through the decades, LGBTQ plus trivia and poetry for seniors. And I really look forward to this unique and exciting topic today. I'm going to go ahead and read our disclaimer before we get started. The WildTech DC Senior Digital Equity Program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information in the apps or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners, or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thanks so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see us, hear us, or see the screen, please let us know in the chat. Make sure to keep your TVs and cell phones in mind for our session today, especially since we'll be so interactive. So please keep that in mind. And then as always, make sure you take notes and or screenshots so you can review the information for later on. But yes, this session will be on our YouTube channel, our sessions, and you can review and rewind as much as you'd like. Jordan, if you could introduce yourself and your topic for today. Thanks so much for coming on, and the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. Again, my name is Jordan. I work with the DC Public Library Outreach and Inclusion Department. I'm here to do a little LGBTQ plus queer trivia with a splash of poetry. June is National Pride Month and also National Poetry Month. So we're going to get started again with a PowerPoint game. Feel free to share your answer. Don't need to be right or correct. Again, if you know the answer, awesome. If not, that is still great. All right, let me move this out. All right. So we have our LGBTQ plus trivia. All right, round one, icons and trailblazers. Okay. Why won't you move? There we go. Who was the first openly gay player drafted by the NFL? A. Carl Nesby. B. Ezra Tualolo. Sorry about that name. C. Michael Sam. Or D. Jason Collins. Does anyone have an answer? Does anyone know the answer to this question?
You can raise your hand. You can put your letter answer in the chat. We'll hear from a couple of folks.
Yes.
See how you guys do. Any takers? You can put your answer in the chat. You can raise your hand in Zoom to share.
Even if it's a guess.
Okay, we got a couple of hands. Thank you so much. We got Miss Ann first, and then Mr. Ronald.
B.
B. Okay.
Got 1B, and then how about you, Mr.
I'm not
Ronald?
gonna mess up the name
Michael
again.
Sam.
Michael Sam is C. Okay. B
Okay.
and C.
We got Yvonne. Thank you.
I see Michael Sam.
Okay, another C.
C.
Okay, 2Cs, 1B. Thank you so much. Any other takers? Again, you can use the chat for the session today and or you can raise your hand. All right, Miss Celeste, and I think we'll see after Mr. Ronald what the answer is.
Yes.
I say C.
Okay,
Michael
another C.
Sam Collins, Jason Collins. I say C. I'm taking a guess.
So you're saying C, Michael Sam, or D, Jason Collins?
Okay, and then after, again, Mr. Ronald.
Okay. It's definitely C. Michael Sam. Carl Nassib is a current NFL player.
Mhm.
Jason Collins, I do believe, plays basketball, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Let's see what it
The
is.
answer is C, Michael Sam. Good job. All right. Next question. Which queer Black artist was known for blending painting with themes of identity, race, and homoeroticism in the 1980s? A. Jean-Michel Basquiat, B. Kahine Wiley, C. Glenn Legion, or D. Robert Mapplethorpe?
Any takers? Learning a lot of new names, Jordan. So much.
I did as well. Any guesses?
You can use the chat and share your letter answer. Any takers?
All right. No guesses?
Again, you can use, use your resources, use your devices to help you.
If not, we can go. Oh, one hand
Okay.
raised.
We got Denise. What letter choice do you think?
Oh no, I'll try A.
A. Okay.
Okay. You got one A. Again, use the iPads, use your phones, use your devices. Use what you learned so you can see what the answer is. How about you, Mr. Ronald? Thank you.
A. Jean Michael.
Okay.
Okay. I'm thinking it's A myself. Again, that's a wild guess. Okay, and then Yvonne, and then I think we'll see what the answer is.
I say A, Basquiat.
Okay. I got a couple A's, all A's, all A's, all A's, and the answer is it was A. Let me go back. The answer was here, and the answer was A. So good job. You guys are doing great. Knew a lot more than I did. All right, true or false? RuPaul was the first drag performer to win an Emmy Award.
Okay, two hands so far. I've been putting just some information about some of the folks that Jordan's talking about, so you can read more about Michael Sam or John Michael in the chat. Okay, we got Miss Celeste, and then we got Anne. Okay,
Miss
true
Celeste?
or false? Okay. Okay, we got Anne. Thank you.
I say true.
True. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, yes, Miss Celeste, make sure you unmute yourself and share if you'd like, okay? Um, and then Miss Denise.
I say false.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the hands. How about you, Miss Celeste? Okay, Mr. Ronald, and then Mr. Thompson. What do you
True.
say?
True.
False.
Okay, false.
Okay, it's like half and half.
Mhm.
How about you, Miss? This question got quite a few hands. So,
Yes.
Miss
I,
Woman.
I say true.
Okay.
Okay, how about you, Miss Carolyn? Thank you so much.
I'm say true. Okay.
All right. And we got Mr. Kevin, thank you,
Mhm.
and then Miss Yvonne, and then we'll see what it is.
First of all, what was the person's name again? I didn't catch his name that he was
RuPaul.
mentioning.
Paul.
I'll
Yeah.
go with false.
False. Okay.
Okay.
I say true.
True. Okay. So I'm gonna read the question again. True or false? RuPaul was the first drag performer to win an Emmy Award.
Mhm.
Okay. I feel like we was a little bit tied with true and false, but I think the trues slightly outweigh the false. But let's see what the right answer is, and it
True.
is true.
Yes.
Or his show RuPaul's Drag Race, which has won a lot of Emmys,
Yeah.
from costume to all types of different things.
In 2018.
Thank you for that. I'm not sure who that was.
Great. Thank you, Yvonne. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good job.
Okay. Which Black lesbian feminists helped co-found the Combahee River Collective in the 1970s? A. Angela Davis, B. Barbara Smith, C. Alice Walker, or D. Bell Hooks?
Never heard of that. Any takers? Again, you can use the chat, you can raise your hand. You guys were and had a lot of hands for that last one. I love it. Okay, again, we got one hand. Let's see if we can get some more. Again, there's so much history out there, and I love this game.
Yes. The Combahee River Collective was a Black feminist lesbian socialist organization active in Boston from 1974 to 1980.
Yes. Okay, we got a couple of hands. First is
Okay.
Miss Celeste. What do you think it is? What letter choice?
I'm gonna say Angela Davis.
Okay.
You got Miss Marie and then Mr. Ronald. Okay, again, don't forget to hit unmute in the middle, okay? We got Miss Marie and then we got Mr. Ronald.
Okay.
Bell Hooks.
Okay, we got a D. Thank you. How about you, Mr. Ronald, and then Miss Carolyn?
B. Barbara Smith.
Okay.
Okay.
And Miss Carolyn?
I'm gonna say Angela.
Angela. Okay.
Okay, and then Anne. What do you think?
Barbara Smith.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you guys are making it difficult.
Right.
No, good job.
Allows everyone
I heard a few A's, a few B's, a
B
few
and
E's.
like a D. Yeah. All right. And the answer is B. Barbara Smith. So good job. All right.
It makes sense for Boston. Yes, that's where a lot of things happened.
Yes. Who became the first Black trans woman to appear on the cover of Time magazine in 2014? A. Dominique Jackson. B. Angelica Ross. C. Janet Mock. D. Laverne Cox.
Any takers? You can use the chat, you can raise your hands. Okay. We got a few hands. I appreciate that. Just as soon as as you unmute, you can share your answer. So we have Mr. Ronald, Miss Marie.
Laverne Cox.
Okay.
Laverne Cox.
Okay.
I say Laverne Cox too.
And
Okay.
Laverne Cox.
Okay.
It's unanimous.
So everyone's going with Laverne Cox.
Yeah, it seems pretty unanimous this time.
Okay.
Laverne
Well,
Cox. Yeah.
Laverne Cox. Let's see if we're all right.
Let's see.
All right. Anyone else other than Laverne Cox before I show the answer?
No.
No? Okay. And the
Um,
answer is Laverne Cox. Good job.
oh, that was so good, you guys. Love
Okay. True or false? James Baldwin refused to publicly discuss sexuality in his writing.
it. For this one, you can unmute yourself and share. True or false? You can unmute yourself and share. There you go, you guys.
True, false.
False. Okay.
I say false too.
I say false. I say true.
Okay.
Mm. Any other takers? Again, you can unmute yourself and share
Fighting me.
true or false.
I say true.
True. Okay. Any final?
He did not refuse to address sexuality.
Okay. So you think it's false?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think we've had a couple answers. Let's see. The answer is false.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are good. Okay.
Fighting.
Moving on.
And make sure you
Which,
check out the chat, everyone, for additional information.
and thank you for that, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Which poet and activist co-created the phrase Black, Gay, and Proud? A. Joseph Bean. B. Marlon Riggs. C. Essex Hemphill. Or D. Keith Boykin.
Okay. Also, for this one, please unmute yourself and share your letter answer. This again, lots of new names, Jordan. I love it.
Oh, listen. Trust and believe. I was like, oh, okay. Especially like the poets and stuff like that. I'm like, this is very interesting. Good stuff. Any takers?
Yeah, you can again, you guys can put in the chat or unmute yourself and share.
Well, if not, I can just give the answer. In 3, 2, 1. And the answer is Essex Humphill. Humphill. Okay. True or false? Black LGBTQ plus activists were central to the early AIDS movement, though often marginalized. Is this statement
True.
true or false?
True.
True. Okay.
Again, you can unmute yourself and share.
True.
True,
True.
true.
True. I think we have another unanimous vote for true.
I think
Mm-hmm.
sure.
All right. Let's see. That is true. Good job.
I know that's right, you all. Good job.
Okay. Who was the first Black queer woman to win the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 2020? A. Patricia Smith. B. Jericho Brown. C. Tracy K. Smith. Or D. I'm gonna mess this up. Himba Jess.
Mr. Ronald, that was so fast. What do you think it is?
Jericho Brown.
Okay.
Okay, I hear your confidence, Mr. Ronald.
Very.
I know that's right. Oh goodness, we got the other Mr. Ronald. What do you think it is?
My namesake is correct. Jericho Brown. Way to go,
Okay.
namesake. Way to go, namesake.
Yeah. Any other takers? You can
Ronald's showing out, I guess.
yes. Any other takers? You can unmute yourself and share your answer.
I say B, Jericho Brown.
Okay.
Sounding pretty unanimous right
Yeah,
there,
okay.
Jordan.
Well, I think we will go with B. Let's see if we are correct. And we are. Good job.
It's a landslide.
And now we're going to have a little poetry.
Oh, thank you for the trivia, Jordan. It was great.
No problem. Oh, there's more. This is a
Yeah.
little
Oh,
intermission.
excuse me.
The tradition. Aster, nasturtium, delphinium. We thought fingers in dirt meant it was our dirt, learning names in heat, in elements classical philosophers said could change us. Stargazer, foxglove. Summer seemed to bloom against the will of the sun, which news reports claimed flamed hotter on this planet than when our dead fathers wiped sweat from their necks. Cosmos, baby's breath. Men like me and my brothers filmed what we planted for proof we existed before too late. Sped the video to see blossoms brought in seconds. Colors you expect in poems where the world ends. Everything cut down. John Crawford, Eric Garner, Mike Brown.
Okay. Okay. Round 2, places, events, and cultural movement. All right. Which city hosts the long-running event Afropunk, celebrating alternative Black culture, including queer voices? A, Atlanta, B, Brooklyn, C, Chicago, D, Oakland.
Any takers? You can unmute yourself and share your answer.
I'm going to say Oakland.
Okay. What, D for Oakland?
Great, thank you. Any other takers? Again, you can unmute yourself and share.
I say Oakland.
Oakland.
Wamating say Oakland.
Okay.
I say Oakland too.
Oakland.
I say Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
I say Brooklyn.
Okay, Brooklyn. So we have 3 Oakland, 2 Brooklyn. Any other?
I said Atlanta.
Oh, okay, Atlanta.
I say Atlanta. Atlanta.
Okay, 2 Atlanta, 2 Brooklyn, 3 Oakland. Any Chicago out there? All right, well, let's see if it's A, B, or D. The answer is D, Brooklyn. Yes, Afropunk is in Brooklyn, and it is amazing. Very hot, 2-day festival. Okay, true or false? The Harlem Renaissance had no known queer contributors.
True.
True,
False.
True.
true,
False.
false. Okay. All right, let's see. It's about half and half.
True.
True. Okay. And the answer is false. Right. Okay. In what year did DC host its first official Black LGBTQ plus Pride celebration? A, 1989, B, 1991, C, 1996, or D, 2000?
Any takers?
And this normally happens during Memorial Day weekend.
1991.
Okay, 91,
91.
another
Going twice.
91.
Going twice.
1996.
Okay, 96. So 2 for B, 1 for C. Anyone else? Okay. The answer is B. The Ronalds are On a roll. 90.
Way to go, namesake, namesake, namesake.
Good job, you guys.
DJ Mick.
All
Okay.
right, namesake.
Mhm.
All right. Which landmark Supreme Court case legalized same-sex marriage across the United States? A. Lawrence versus Texas. B. Fell versus Hodges. C. Loving versus Virginia. Or D. Windsor versus United States.
Oh, well, we know which one it isn't because of what
You
day
can
it
cross one off.
is. Because of what day it is.
So
So,
which land could it not be?
so what do you guys think? Big deal. It didn't happen, what, like 8 years ago? 9 years ago?
Look up the actual date so I get this
Yeah,
correct.
Coleman fell versus Hart.
B
B.
in
B.
2015.
Right. Right. That it's even longer than I'm thinking. That's like 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Mhm.
We're
Amazing.
going with B. I think there was
Right.
some facts in there as well. But yes, we knew it wasn't C. That was interracial marriage. But same sex, yes, was B. Good job. And yes, in 2015. Okay. True or false? Paris is Burning is a fictional drama about queer
Paris
culture
is
in
Burning is a
France.
fictional drama about queer culture in France. True or false?
And any
True
taker,
or
true or false, you can unmute yourself and share.
It's not a fictional.
Someone said that statement is false.
Never heard of it.
Once we answer the question, I have a statement.
True.
Someone says true. Okay. Anyone else?
It is not a fictional drama.
I say it's true.
False. So true. So two trues, and I'm assuming that was a false. Anyone else? Okay. Let's see the answer. The answer is false. It's actually a documentary about ballroom culture. And we have a clip. We're supposed to have a clip.
Shade comes from reading.
Stop.
Reading came first. Reading is the real art form of insult.
Now you want to talk about reading? Let's talk about reading. What is wrong with you, Pedro? Are you going through it? You're going through some kind of psychological change in your life?
You went back to be a man.
Oh, you went back to being a man. Touch this skin, darling. Touch this skin, honey. Touch all of this skin. Okay? You just can't take it. You're just an overgrown orangutan.
So this is the
Shade
clip
comes from reading.
That's yes. Shade comes from reading. And reading came first. Which historically Black university established its first LGBTQ plus student group in the 1980s? A. Howard University. B. Morehouse College. C. Spelman College. D. Florida A&M.
Morehouse.
B. Morehouse. Okay.
Our house.
I say Morehouse, I'm guessing.
Okay.
I say
That's fine.
C. I say C. Spelman College.
Okay. A couple for Morehouse, one for Spelman.
Morehouse.
Morehouse. Anyone else?
Howard.
Howard, okay. Most for Morehouse, a couple for Spelman, one for Howard. Any other guesses before we reveal the answer? All
I'm
right.
gonna go with Howard also.
Okay, another Howard.
Right now.
Were they both Ronald again? They teaming up? And the answer is Howard.
Oh.
They sick of me. They sick of me.
Uh-huh.
Okay. True or false? Pride Month is celebrated in February to coincide with Black History.
False.
Pride Month is celebrated in February.
False.
Coincide with Black History.
False.
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 Everybody saying false?
Yes.
When is Pride Month?
Is it
Isn't it going on now?
June?
Yes, June. We're in
June.
Pride Month.
Yes, it's going on.
I was wondering what
It's,
part of
it's in June.
It's
Yeah.
June. Yes,
what's going
correct.
on now. They got a big celebration last weekend.
Correct.
I know I'm under a rock, but I know I'm not that far under a rock.
Oh no, no, you guys did good. I know that's right.
Okay, the term two-spirit used in indigenous communities refers to what? A spiritual healer. B, someone who is both a warrior and a caregiver. C, a person who embodies both masculine and feminine spirits. D, a tribal leader.
We talked about this during our all about indigenous culture session. Any takers?
Any takers?
C.
C.
C, okay.
C.
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 That's right, namesake. That's right.
Anyone else other than the Ronalds?
Mhm.
They sick of us, Jordan.
I guess they want you guys to be the spokespeople. So
They
C.
sick of us.
anyone else has an answer to give? We will
C.
see if the say it again.
C.
C, okay.
Yep. See,
C,
I think it's C too.
okay. And the
Any
answer is C.
Well,
Good job. Surprise, surprise.
well.
We actually learned. I'm glad a lot of the thing, some of the things you're talking about, we actually did learn. So it's
Awesome.
I love that.
All right.
Keep
What
the
West
TVs
Coast
in
city is
mind,
known
okay,
for
you
its
all.
historic Black LGBTQ plus scene centered around the Bay Area's Tenderloin District? A, Los Angeles. B, Portland. C, San Francisco. D, Sacramento.
San Francisco.
Okay.
And
C.
where's that Bay Area at, you guys? Any other takers? You can unmute yourself and
San
share.
Francisco.
Okay.
San Francisco. C.
C.
Francisco.
Okay.
Francisco.
Seems like we're getting a lot of
San Francisco.
San Francisco. C. All right. I feel like unanimous C, and the answer is C. Good job.
Good job, you all.
Okay. We have another poetry break.
Now we're kind of wonderful. I wrote a poem called Ego Tripping. Yeah, there may be a reason why. Yeah. I was born in the Congo. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100 years falls into the center, giving divine, perfect light. I am bad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar with Allah. I got hot and sent an ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti. The tears from my birth pains created the Nile. I am a beautiful woman. I gazed on the forest and burned out the Sahara Desert. With a packet of goat's meat and a change of clothes, I crossed it in 2 hours. I'm a gazelle. So swift, you can't catch me. For a birthday present when he was 3, I gave my son, Hannibal, an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built Newark, and I stood proudly at the helm as we sailed on a soft summer day. I turned myself into myself and was Jesus. Men intoned my loving name. All praises, all praises. I am the one who would save. I sowed diamonds in my backyard. My bowels deliver uranium. The filings from my fingernails are semi-precious jewels. On a trip north, I caught a cold and blew my nose, giving oil to the Arab world. I am so hip, even my errors are correct. I sailed west to reach east and had to round off the earth as I went. The hair from my head thinned and gold was laid across 3 continents. I am so perfect, so divine, so ethereal, so surreal, I cannot be comprehended except by my permission. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky.
Okay. Our third and final round, literature, art, and pop culture. Okay. Who is the Black trans woman author of Redefining Realness and Surpassing Certainty? A. Laverne Cox, B. Janet Mock, C. Raquel Willis, or D. Angelica Ross?
Laverne Cox.
Okay, A.
Laverne Cox.
Another A. Anyone else? Want to go with Laverne Cox? Final answer is actually B. Janet Mock. Okay. True or false? Moonlight was the first film with an all-black cast and LGBTQ plus storyline to win Best Picture at the Oscars.
False.
Okay. Is it false?
False.
Okay. Anyone else? All right.
False.
False. Give me 1 second. It's actually true,
True.
and
I
that's
was going to
in
say true.
2017.
Yeah, true.
They got Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Adapted Screenplay. Okay. Who is the Black trans woman author? Nope. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Boop. Get the first part. Which singer and visual artist identifies as non-binary and uses their music to express Black queer experiences? Yes, that's the question. A. Frank Ocean, B. Little Nas X, C. Janelle Monáe, or D. Kalani?
B.
I
Lil
think it might
Nas
be
X.
Lil Nas.
B. Little Nas X.
Lil Nas X. B.
Okay. Any other guesses?
I think it's C.
Who's that?
Me. No.
I assume. Okay, anyone else? So the answer is C. Little Nas X and Frank Ocean, I do believe, are just gay males. And I think Kalani also just is queer, but I don't think she also identifies as non-binary. But Janelle Monáe does.
She's a great artist.
Amazing, very dapper. Who won an Emmy, Grammy, and Tony Award and is a fierce advocate for LGBTQ plus rights in the Black community? A. Billy Porter, B. Don Lemon, C. Wanda Sykes, D. Todrick Hall.
Wanda Sykes.
Okay, C. Wanda Sykes.
A. Billy Porter.
A.
A Get winner.
Yes, they don't have the Oscar, so then he got it.
I say Billy Porter.
Okay, Billy Porter, Wanda Sykes.
It's so funny you got Don Lemon on here. I think it's Wanda.
Okay, another Wanda Sykes. All right, let's see. Since we're coming close to our time, the answer is Billy
Oh.
Porter.
I didn't know that he had all them awards. That's really good.
All right. True or false? Lil Nas X's Montero, Call Me By Your Name, sparked controversy for boldly celebrating queer Black identity.
True.
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 True. Anyone else? We're going to go with true. And that is true. Okay. What term, often heard in ballroom, means showing off confidence, presence, and fashion? A, realness. B, work. C, face. D, serving.
Is it C face?
C, face. Okay.
D, work.
B, work.
Yeah.
Okay. We got face and work. Any other guesses? All right. All right. The answer is, oh,
Face.
someone else says face.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's try A.
A, realness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The answer actually is D,
Oh,
serving.
serving.
Mm.
Mm.
Now we have a little bit of poetry, and then we should have time to discuss.
Actually, the title of this poem, as I always like to announce, is A Litany for Survival number 42. Only so that we should keep in our consciousness the fact that survival is not a one-time decision. It's not a one-time act. It's something that goes on and on and on. And you make a commitment in the same way I make a commitment to myself. I make a commitment to my working. I make a commitment to my survival and to being able to see it wherever it occurs. A litany for survival. For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone. For those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice, who love in doorways coming and going in the hours between dawn, looking inward and outward at once before and after, seeking a now that can breed futures like bread in our children's mouths, so their dreams will not reflect the deaths of ours. For those of us who were imprinted with fear like a faint line in the center of our foreheads, learning to be afraid with our mother's milk, for by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed hoped to silence us. For all of us, this instant and this triumph, we were never meant to survive. So when the sun rises, we are afraid it might not remain. When the sun sets, we are afraid it might not rise in the morning. When our stomachs are full, we are afraid of indigestion. When our stomachs are empty, we are afraid we may never eat again. When we are loved, we are afraid love will vanish. When we are alone, we are afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak, remembering we were never meant to survive.
And I am going to stop right there. Stop sharing and just open it up since we have about 9 or so minutes just for any open dialogue, comments, questions, stories.
Oh, thank you so much again for today, Jordan. It was a lot of fun and we learned a lot. And I loved those poetry pieces. I really enjoyed the second one. I think that's was all about giving confidence in yourself. And I really liked the last one because I feel like anyone can relate to maybe being in survival mode at certain points or having to work really hard to get what you want in life. So I love those two pieces, and thank you for the trivia today.
No problem.
Any comments from you guys? You can raise your hands. We'd love to hear from you. You can put any reactions in the chat as well. But just any thoughts on today? What you learn? What piqued your interest? Your thoughts on the poetry, or just any thoughts for Jordan? We got Yvonne. Thank you so much for sharing.
Well, thank you. Yes, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Jordan. It was beautiful, and I love poetry, and I'm so glad you introduced me to, especially Audre Lorde. I'd never heard of her,
No.
and like Alex, I love the message in her poetry, and of course, Nikki Giovanni, who passed on recently. I love her poetry, and I just think the LGBTQ community has contributed so much to culture, American culture, not just Black culture. And I hope that someday they will get recognition and appreciation and validity from in the eyes of the the mass, community, those who are not of the LGBTQ community, because they are certainly ever so gifted and creative with their words and their perseverance. So thank you so much. This has been a wonderful. I
No
love the
problem.
trivia because I learned so much. Oh my goodness. And I didn't know that Janelle Monáe is transgender.
Just not trans. She's non-binary. She just doesn't.
Oh, I see. She's not trans.
Yeah, she's not trans. So she didn't transition. She just doesn't go by male or female.
I see. But she is very gifted, very talented.
Yes.
Thank you. This has been wonderful.
No problem.
Thank you, Alex.
I also put into the chat the 3 poems that were read today. They have the physical written out version of them as well.
Oh, that's great, because I'd like to reread them.
Oh yeah, Jordan's on top of it, Yvonne's. I really appreciate you sharing those links, Jordan. Thank you.
No problem.
And thank you so much, Yvonne. I really appreciate what you shared. We got Anne and then Mr. Ronald next. Thank you all so much for the great comments.
I just wanted to thank you because I found out some interesting stuff that I had no knowledge of, and I had an inkling of, and wasn't quite sure whether it was true or not true. And so I enjoyed the poetry too. I love poetry, and I make an attempt to write it sometime, but no, nothing like that. But anyhow, I just thank you, Jordan. Everything you do is fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Anne, so much. I love the kind words. I appreciate it. Jordan always does a great job. So yeah, make sure you check out those poems in the chat, you guys, so you can read them and share them with others, just like how Jordan shared it with us today. We got Mr. Ronald next, and then Miss Celeste. Thank you so much for sharing, you guys.
In sports, masculinity is the rule of the day. Testosterone is supposed to be the thing that rules sports, but nowadays in sports, that seems to be subsiding just a bit, because there are several players in several sports who will tell you outright that they're gay. But my comment is our local beloved Redskins. Back in the 80s, they had an offensive lineman named Roy Simmons, who was gay. Then there also was wide receiver Jerry Smith. He came out and was recognized as being gay. So some barriers are being broken down, and some things just come out as common sense. But if you can play, you can play, is the way I see it.
Okay.
Never mind the showers. Never mind the locker room. If you can play, you can play. And that's the way it goes today for most sports and most teams. Thanks, y'all.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ronald. How about you, Miss Celeste? Thank you so much for sharing today.
That was interesting. I like that. That everything is interesting as far as the players, the first one known as players. Also, I had a question. What does those initials, the LBGQ, what does that stand for?
So L is for lesbian,
Mm-hmm.
B bisexual, LG gay, LGBT trans,
Mm-hmm.
Q.
Q is questioning or queer,
Oh, okay.
I is intersex, and then plus is for all the other things.
Oh, okay. Because somebody asked me and I didn't know. So well, now I know.
Well, that's why we have Jordan on, and our topic for today. So I'm so
Thank
happy.
you. That was very interesting.
No problem.
Oh, and one more. What is the because what is the rainbow? What is that a significance of?
Oh, no, I have to look that up now.
Well, each of the
Somebody asked
colors
me that too.
yeah, each of the colors represents a different group of
Yes.
people. So, like
Mm-hmm.
the combination of like brown and gray. There's quite a few combinations that, folks are just used to recognize themselves. So it's
Mm-hmm.
quite a few. So I would
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know Jordan may be looking, but I always encourage you guys to, use your iPads and use your, Safari, use your internet browser, use your devices that you have to, research and learn these
Okay.
different things. So,
I
that's
know that each color means something
mm-hmm.
ultimately. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
back. Origin, close breaker. Yeah, I think, the colors sex, life, healing, sunlight, nature. I don't know what that is. Spirit. Okay.
Yeah, there's so many different combinations.
Yes.
There's so many different the meanings for different things. Like I see what you're seeing. The pink is sex, red for life, orange healing, yellow sunlight, green is for nature, turquoise is for art. But there are also different groups of people that use different parts of the rainbow to more recognize themselves. So it is
Like I
quite
think Philly has their own special one as well. They've added on brown and black and all these other colors as well. Let's go back.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't tell the actual meaning, but I know it's a collection of colors and people.
Yeah, so it's a definitely a topic worth deep diving into. So
Yes.
Google is your friend. Any other comments or reactions for today? Again, I really like the poetry, and again, thanks so much for your um, interesting and exciting session. I kept my eyes on the screen, Jordan. So
Yes,
keep
awesome.
on doing
I think you
that.
have one hand left, Mr. Kevin.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Adams, for sharing. What would you like to share to Jordan today? Oh, my bad, Mr. Adams. Can you do that one more time for me? There
All
you
right.
go.
Yeah. Also, that rainbow symbol is also for the Rainbow Coalition back then in Chicago and uh, Jesse Jackson and them. And also, just a thought of memory. I remember the first uh, concert or music down on 20th Street when the first one
Mhm.
was down at 20th and Florida Avenue, between Florida Avenue and R Street. They
Mm-hmm.
had their, shall we say, coming out party and parade and bands and so forth. I didn't know what it was at that time, but it was very, entertaining, and I enjoyed the music, even though I didn't know what the heck was going on. But I, enjoyed the time that I was there because I, didn't live that far from there, so I was able to appreciate the entertainment that they had provided. They didn't give any speeches or anything at that time. It was just, I guess, starting of shooting off the first gunshot over the bow, shall we say? Oh, hey, here we are.
Getting the party started.
Oh yeah.
No, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that experience, Mr. Adams. I mean, that's again, you know, you were able to live that experience in real life. No, that's you have that for eternity. So thank you so much
And even there's space down on 14th and S. They had an office and clinic down there, which is where the main, I believe it's their main office now. I'm not certain. But they have an office or clinic or something at that location on 14th and S.
Are you talking about Whitman Walker?
Yes, Whitman Walker.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, they're very, very in the community. They help out a lot.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it, Mr. Adams. Thank you. And all right, we got one more hands, and then we got to say goodbye. But it's been a fun time. We got Denise again. You have a reaction to today. Hope you enjoyed, Denise. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, I did. Well, the rainbow represent in the sky is often seen as a symbol of hope, new beginnings, and a promise. In the Bible, the rainbow is a sign of God's covenant with Noah, promise never to destroy the world by flood again. That's what, but it's, people represent it different ways, but that's what it says the main meaning of the rainbow. It's hope and new beginnings and a promise.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, well, guys, that's my time. I hope you had fun. I enjoyed myself. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. We will be going over another app.
Yep, see you in 2 weeks, Jordan. Thank you again for yesterday and today. Let's make sure to all stay on for the poll so you can let us know how you felt about the session today. And let's say thank you so much to Jordan for presenting and creating the session for us.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you guys.
day.
Happy Pride.
Thank
Happy
you,
4th of
Jordan.
July. Enjoy your Father's Day.
Yes.
A father
Thank
figure.
you.
And enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Hydrate.
We had so much fun.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jordan. Have a
Happy
great
Father's
day.
Day.
Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Happy Father's Day.
Yes, yes, yes.